Have you ever wondered why the nicest people often end up getting hurt the most? Think about someone you know. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's someone in your family. Or maybe it's you. You're always there when someone needs help. You answer calls, even when you're exhausted. You forgive people who never apologize. You give people second chances, third chances, sometimes even a 10th chance. Yet, somehow, you're the one who gets ignored, used, forgotten, and eventually broken. Now here's the question. If kindness is such a good quality, why does it so often lead to pain? The answer isn't because kindness is weak. The answer is because kindness without boundaries is predictable. And predictable people are easy to manipulate. Manipulators don't walk into a room looking for the strongest person. They don't waste time trying to control someone who confidently says no. Instead, they quietly observe. They watch how people react. Who apologizes too much? Who smiles even when they're uncomfortable? Who sacrifices their own happiness just to avoid disappointing someone else? That's their target. Because manipulation rarely begins with control. It begins with comfort. Imagine this. You meet someone new. They're incredibly friendly. They compliment you. They tell you they've never met anyone as understanding as you. Within a few days, it feels like you've known them forever. You think you found a genuine connection, but what you don't realize is that they're studying you. Every time you ignore your own needs to make them happy, they're learning something. Every time you cancel your own plans for them, they're learning something. Every time you stay silent instead of speaking up, they're learning something. Without saying a single word, you've taught them exactly how to treat you. That's one of the biggest psychological mistakes people make. They believe respect comes from giving more, but respect doesn't grow from endless giving. Respect grows when people know your kindness has limits. Here's something most people never hear. Nice people often confuse love with sacrifice. They believe that if they give enough, care enough, forgive enough, eventually people will appreciate them. But psychology tells us something completely different. People usually value what requires effort, not what is always available. Think about sunlight. It's free. It's everywhere. Most people barely notice it, but remove it for 1 week, and suddenly everyone realizes how valuable it is. Human attention works the same way. When you're always available, people stop appreciating your presence. Not because you're unimportant, but because your availability became normal. This is why emotionally healthy people aren't available 24 hours a day. They have boundaries. Not walls, boundaries. There's a huge difference. Walls push everyone away. Boundaries simply teach people how to respect you. Unfortunately, many of us were raised to believe saying no is selfish. We were taught that putting ourselves first is wrong, that disagreeing makes us a bad person, that keeping everyone happy should always come before our own peace. But here's the reality. If someone becomes angry every time you set a healthy boundary, they never respected you. They only respected your obedience. Read that again, because it changes everything. The people who genuinely care about you will adjust. Manipulators will complain. And that's exactly why boundaries reveal people's true intentions. Over the years, psychologists noticed something fascinating. Manipulative people don't create weak people. They simply recognize them faster than everyone else. Not physically weak, emotionally unprotected. Someone who constantly seeks approval. Someone afraid of rejection. Someone who believes being liked is more important than being respected. The moment someone fears losing people, they become easier to control. Because fear makes people negotiate against themselves. They say yes when they want to say no. They stay quiet when they should speak. They tolerate disrespect because they fear loneliness. And little by little, they lose something far more valuable than the relationship. They lose themselves. So before we continue, ask yourself one simple question. When was the last time you said yes, even though every part of you wanted to say no? That answer might explain more about your life than you realize, because in the next part, we're going to uncover the 5 psychological tactics manipulators use to quietly take control of kind people without them even noticing. Imagine you've just met someone. At first, everything feels perfect. They laugh at your jokes. They text you constantly. They make you feel important, almost too important. Most people think manipulation starts with lies. It doesn't. It starts with attention. Psychologists call this a form of emotional conditioning. When someone gives you an unusual amount of attention in a very short time, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to rewards and addiction. It feels exciting. It feels rare. It feels like you met someone who truly understands you. But sometimes, that's exactly the trap. Manipulators know one simple truth. People trust those who make them feel special, so they create an emotional shortcut. Instead of earning your trust over time, they try to manufacture it in days. And once you trust them, the rules slowly begin to change. The compliments become criticism. The attention becomes control. The kindness becomes guilt. And by the time you notice, you're already emotionally invested. This leads to the first tactic manipulators use. They make you feel guilty for having boundaries. Imagine someone asks for another favor. You're exhausted. For the first time, you politely say no. Instead of respecting your decision, they reply, "I guess I just expected more from you." Or, "I thought you cared about me." Notice what happened. They never argue with your reason. They attack your emotions instead. That's guilt tripping. And it works because kind people hate disappointing others. The second tactic is even more subtle. They slowly isolate you, not by saying, "Don't talk to your friends." Instead, they say things like, "I don't think your friends really support you," or "I just don't want anyone to hurt you." It sounds caring, but little by little, you begin spending less time with people who might notice something is wrong. Isolation makes manipulation easier, because when only one voice remains, that voice becomes your reality. The third tactic is inconsistency. One day, they're warm, funny, and supportive. The next, they're distant, cold, impossible to understand. Most people think inconsistency is a personality flaw. In psychology, it can become a powerful reward system because your brain starts chasing the good version of that person. You begin thinking, maybe if I try harder, maybe if I'm more patient, they'll become the person they were before. And suddenly, you're working harder for basic kindness, something that should have been free from the beginning. The fourth tactic is making you question yourself. Maybe you remember something clearly, but they confidently say, "That never happened," or "You're imagining things," or "You're too sensitive." After hearing this enough times, something strange happens. You stop trusting your own memory, your own judgment, your own emotions. And once someone controls how you see reality, they don't need to control anything else, because you'll start doing it for them. The fifth tactic is the most dangerous of all. They convince you that their behavior is your fault. If they're angry, it's because of you. If they're distant, it's because of you. If they lie, it's somehow because of you. Eventually, you become so focused on fixing yourself that you stop noticing the real problem. The manipulator never changes. Only your confidence disappears. Here's what's fascinating. None of these tactics work overnight. They're slow, quiet, almost invisible. That's why intelligent people fall for them too. Manipulation isn't about intelligence. It's about emotions. Every human being wants to feel accepted, wanted, valued. Manipulators simply exploit that need. But here's the good news. The moment you can recognize these patterns, they begin losing their power. Awareness is a first step toward freedom. And in the final part, you'll learn exactly how emotionally strong people protect themselves without becoming cold, rude, or heartless. Because the goal isn't to stop being kind. The goal is to stop making kindness easy to exploit. So, if kindness isn't the problem, what is? The answer is simple. Kindness without self-respect. The strongest people in the world aren't the loudest. They're the people who know exactly where their boundaries begin and where they end. Think about someone you deeply respect. Maybe it's a teacher, a leader, a successful entrepreneur, or someone in your own family. Chances are they're kind, they're helpful, they're generous. But there's one thing they never do. They never beg for respect. Because respect isn't something you ask for. It's something you demonstrate. And it starts with the smallest decisions. Decision number 1, stop explaining every boundary. One of the biggest mistakes kind people make is over-explaining. They say, "I'm really sorry, but I can't because..." Then they spend 5 minutes trying to justify a simple no. Here's the truth. The more you defend your boundaries, the more people believe they're open for negotiation. A confident person simply says, "I can't make it today." That's enough. No guilt, no long explanation, no apology for protecting their own peace. Decision number 2, become comfortable disappointing people. Read that again, because it sounds harsh, but it's one of the healthiest skills you'll ever learn. You cannot make everyone happy, and if you try, you'll spend your entire life exhausted. Someone will always misunderstand you. Someone will always expect more. Someone will always believe you owe them something. You don't. Your responsibility isn't to meet everyone's expectations. Your responsibility is to live according to your values. Decision number 3, watch actions, not words. Anyone can promise loyalty. Anyone can say, "I'll always be there for you." Words are easy. Patterns are expensive. Real character is revealed by what someone says once. It's revealed by what they consistently do. Do they respect your time? Do they celebrate your success? Do they disappear whenever things become difficult? Patterns never lie. People do. Decision number 4, stop trying to fix everyone. This one is difficult, especially for caring people. Many kind people secretly believe, if I love them enough, they'll change. Sometimes they do, but most of the time, people change only when they decide to, not because someone sacrificed themselves trying to save them. You are responsible for your choices, not theirs. Decision number 5, protect your energy the way you protect your money. Imagine giving strangers unlimited access to your bank account. Sounds ridiculous, yet every day, people give strangers unlimited access to their emotions. They allow one negative comment, one toxic relationship, one manipulative person to steal their peace for weeks. Your emotional energy is valuable. Spend it wisely. Here's something you'll notice once you start living differently. Some people will become angry, not because you've changed, but because they benefited from the old version of you. The version that never said no. The version that accepted disrespect. The version that stayed silent. Don't mistake their discomfort for your mistake. Growth often feels like rejection to the people who are using you. And finally, remember this. Being kind doesn't mean being available all the time. Being compassionate doesn't mean accepting disrespect. Being loving doesn't mean abandoning yourself. The healthiest people don't choose between kindness and strength. They choose both. Because real confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't need approval. It simply knows its worth. So the next time someone tries to make you feel guilty for protecting your peace, remember this sentence. You can be a good person without being an easy person to use. If this video changed the way you see yourself, take one small step today. Say no when you mean no. Speak up when something feels wrong. Protect your peace without feeling guilty, because the people who truly belong in your life will never punish you for respecting yourself. And if you enjoyed this video and want more psychology, human behavior, and mindset content that can genuinely improve your life, subscribe to Sirenix. I'll see you in the next one.